Oh, I forgot that was still going. Alright. Check 1, 2. Can everybody hear me? And this looks like this is kind of on the loud side, truthfully. Yeah. This seemed like one of those sneaky setups. I wish I could have looked at the surface observations throughout the day. I was able to earlier in the morning, but I was trying to rush to get off work, so I ended up missing a lot of it. And for all it was worth, I still couldn't get a ride home, and I walked 8 miles. That's why I'm still in my work shirt right now. Nice. Welp. Pretty much just as Kevin has said, this event is kind of going off here. Something told me they would. Something told me this morning they were going to call enhanced, but I wasn't really sure if I bought it, but my gut was telling me that. Should always listen to your gut. Note to word from the wise. Hey, Shiori. Yeah, I literally had to stuff my face just so I could be live because I had a long day. I'm still in my work shirt right now, so that should tell you enough. Because rarely do I do that unless it's just been that kind of day. It wasn't even work, it was trying to get home that was a problem. But that's not really that important though. But I'm here now, and looks like we're here for all the good stuff. Let me get some of the chasers up here, because we got a few that are available to us. What an amazing thing to be able to say at this point, by the way. That honestly, that is incredible that that we can actually say such things now. We actually have a group of chasers out here that we can follow along with, and I can chat with them without any issues. That is one of the most amazing things to me. Oh, no, that's not the right one. Alright, so we have PA storm trackers here. Shout out to those guys, by the way. Yeah, fix that up a little bit. There we go. So to make sure that you guys can see everything clearly, we're gonna try to adjust the radar accordingly to where everything is easily visible as well. All right, Baconator, are you still in here, by the way? Waco de Beco. Earth to Waco de Beco. All right, I'm being a little too silly because this is kind of a serious situation. We have multiple storms with tornado warnings right now. We just had a storm that had a PDS warning. It just dropped it, and we're now looking at what's still an observed tornado on the ground according to storm chasers. So we got a lot going on there. Kind of has that weak echo region signal, almost like a little bit of a donut hole. Oh no, they went and dropped it back down to radar indicate. I thought it had lifted from the little bit of feed that I did get to watch. But we're far from finished here. Storms are starting to work their way into Indiana. The Cloverdale storm here. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. That's looking pretty gnarly right there, if I'd say so myself. Let's see if we're on the right radar site. Yeah, we are. We are. Okay, let's look at the velocity here because that could be ready to go. That could drop soon. if it keeps its act together like that, because it has a great structure at the very least. Alright, let's see if we can get Jaden's feed now. Okay, there's Jaden's feed. I'm gonna get their name. I gotta get their name tags up here too. So, like I said, this is gonna take a little second to get everything right. And then we're also gonna add my buddy John here in a second. Yeah, I wish I could have set this up sooner, but yeah, it just was not in the cards today. That's just how it goes sometimes, you know. Let's put PA storm trackers here. What, this storm that we're looking at right now, this storm that's furthest out to the east is dropped too? Wow. If that is the case, then man, I missed a lot. Speaking of which, looks like we do have another observed tornado warning. So, trying to get my map back up here. And I can't see where it is. Daggone it. Has it gone? Yep, it was this one again. It's dropped yet. It looks like it has dropped yet another tornado. So this is confirmed by emergency management near Sullivan. So the areas we'll be watching: Linton, Sullivan, Jasonville, Duggar Lines, Merrim, Turtle Creek Reservoir, Vicksburg, and Patton are in the path of the storm. This is also producing golf ball sized hail. We're a little further away from the radar site than I'd like to be. We're kind of in a little bit of a radar hole. This region is a little bit on the more notorious side when it comes to that. It's kind of hard to say. But I could still make out what clearly looks like a nice little velocity couplet here. Just how strong it is kind of unknown at this point. I can't really see any debris as of right now. Probably within the next scan or two we may see it though. Like I said, this storm has a history of producing tornadoes and potentially even strong tornadoes as well. Alright, let's try and see if we can get John's feed on here. Because that's the last one. That's the last one we're missing. May have to do a thing because I never created a source for him on my my streaming platform. So we're gonna have to just go ahead and fix that now. All right, let's see if we can fix this real quick. I'll try to talk to Jay, maybe John, in a little bit, if it's possible. Since he's from Indiana, he's probably going to be heading towards this storm that we're looking at now. This might be a little too large. Might shrink that down just a skosh, just to make sure that we can see. Alright. Well, might have to shrink it a little bit more. These are our three here. These are our three. Yeah, we're going to be looking at all of these pretty closely here. Let me see what the radar looks like for this one. Yeah, she looks like she's ready to really start spinning up. There's going to be some good revs on this. The instability, if we can maintain energy with this, it could easily do it. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't at this point in time. So this might be another tornado that could be on the ground in just a little bit. And we still have this storm over here off to the south that's causing a lot of issues. I'm also concerned that as this congeals into a squall line, that we could end up seeing a few embedded supercells within this, since we're already at this point. Because this environment has, at this point, supercell DNA, essentially. We know the environment's primed to be able to primed to spin. We've gotten the verification now, and we're going to continue. Final bites of food here before we really dig in, I guess, at this point. I'm going to turn up John's feed here. Going to chat with him a little bit there. Also, guys, if you haven't, make sure you hit that like button, by the way. And hit the share button if you could as well.
Area, 8 miles to Bloomfield. Solar after is moving northeast. I think it's going to go north of Bloomfield, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. Has an observed warning on it right now.
Oh, he can. Oh, he's watching my stream. I didn't know that. Turn up my speaker then. Yeah, because I think he's watching me live right now. Ooh, look. Yeah, that was a little...
These guys you're seeing right here, it's like a little rainy appendage off the side of the storm towards the front. Nothing to worry about. See some higher clouds. There's a hole in the sky over there.
Alright, guys, so it looks like the storm over here towards Quincy is starting to lose that inflow notch that we had earlier. It could be recycling, though.
I'm headed towards the southernmost cell in Indiana, just coming across the line into Indiana.
Alright, well, there you have it. I guess it's the
Set up
cast.
in Bloomfield, which is to the east, not too terribly far.
Yeah.
And we're gonna wait for it.
Alright, so looks like John's going to let the storm come to him. So he's probably somewhere either on 231 or State Route 157.
There's a few roads out of Bloomfield. Indiana lost its tail, lost the hook deco on it. Yeah, I think I was just gonna stay a hailer. Five miles.
All right. Okay. Sorry about that.
To Bloomfield.
I'm trying to figure out
Good signs
what he's
here.
saying.
Orange sky to the south. That means it's open down that way.
'Cause I do not fully know Spanish. I know a little bit, but not nearly enough.
I don't think it's on the grounds. Well, maybe.
If he keeps spamming, though, I am gonna have to get rid of him. I hope I don't have to.
Definition, for sure. So that's not brilliant. Nothing popping up. Nope, nothing back towards home. Just those rain bands that have been going on for a while. KVWX, which is south down towards Evansville, looks a lot more defined, has a lot more definition as of 2 minutes ago. KIND looks kind of sloppy, but there's some crap in between it and there that has to get scanned through. Plus, be more towards the top of the clouds.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's gone. Bye.
Outstanding. Sounds good, buddy. Thank you. Hopefully, I can get you something nice. Miles to Bloomfield. Oh yeah, look at that. Clear sky past those clouds. See that little bit of orange there. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's the area he's talking about there.
You might be able to start seeing this storm pretty well here soon. Like now.
All right.
Not the dramatic part. Definitely some of those clouds in this storm.
All right, so let's look at this velocity signature here. So our storms continue to hold that observed tornado warning, by the way. Speakers are up a little too high.
Let's jump back to this other radars.
This is located. It's still located near Sullivan.
Still says observed. Still says observed tornado.
Yeah, this is still on the ground, just as John's mentioning here. Got to try to balance out the volume here.
Literally due west of Bloomfield, west of Linton, over by Cass, the town of Cass. 2 miles to Bloomfield.
Might be time to switch to another radar site, but we're kind of in a weird spot here. I think I am going to try KVWX, and there's a new tornado warning back here. Over towards Mount Vernon. That's interesting. We have more discrete cells popping off here. I did see this on the HRRR earlier this morning, but I was a little bit skeptical about it.
I'm not going to say that storm near Cloverdale ain't going to do something quick, but it's definitely a nasty looking pile of crap. Where's the best radar presentation wise? Could be that. Could be that, golf. Could be that. Here in a few minutes, if this thing's still good like that, they're going to reissue it.
Tornado warning remains in effect towards Terre Haute and over towards Perryton and Prairie Creek. These are going to be in effect for at least another 20 minutes or so. Well, this one got extended to 35 minutes. That hook's starting to tighten up again, folks. This looks like it's ready to drop again.
Tornado warning for Terre Haute. That's all sloppy-ish stuff up there for sure. That's really revealing to a line. You might have discrete or semi-discretes up there, but nothing super great. Heading west, my friends. Wow, since I've been in this town.
It's actually a really pretty town, by the way. I hope that these people are doing what they're supposed to do, staying in their safe places.
That is for sure.
Let's make a little adjustment here, make sure that we got him on here. Get JP right here. There we go.
Now we're looking at that storm.
I think that's it right over there to the right of the screen, by the way, folks.
That storm's about 12 miles from here, a little more than 12. Oh yeah, this thing is the cyclic cell of the day.
This new scan that came in is only further verifying what he's saying. This is the storm of the day, no questions asked. Rotation's not incredibly strong, but it is there. And I would not be surprised to see this kind of pick up. It looks like it might at least form to the southwest of Ellis here. Again, John, he's over here. And this is actually his spotter tag right here. He's right outside of Bloomfield. So he's going to have a pretty good view of it as it continues to cross close. It may pass just to his north.
There we go. Fantastic crowd to ground lightning. Hope y'all saw that.
We still have additional tornado warnings over here towards the Missouri-Illinois state line as well. So it's pretty busy. It's gotten pretty busy pretty quickly. By the way, make sure that you guys are hitting that refresh button too, because I know YouTube's had a pretty weird glitch as of late, and it doesn't look like that fully got resolved here. So definitely would urge you to make sure that you refresh in order to stay up to date here. You said Fairfield? All right. So it's Fairfield. I think Fairfield, as of right now, is in the clear. There are a couple of tornado warning storms off to your west, but I think as of right now, they should pass well off to your north.
Next town, a couple miles.
Because these are the two storms that I'm interested in, or two cells at this point. You can see it a little bit more clearly right here. So it looks like at this point you're going to probably be bypassed.
Get this.
Central Illinois shouldn't be much of an issue. Really, it's just this small cluster of cells that's passing the state line now. It's really the southern and south central parts of the state. Bedford, if that's further off towards the north, which, if my memory serves me correctly, I think it might be, then you should be alright. You shouldn't have much to worry about.
Great place to set up here.
Oh, it's Bedford, Indiana. I got it wrong. Okay, Bedford's still in a tornado watch as of right now. A lot of the action looks like as of right now it's going to pass to the north. Still need to be on the watch for anything that develops on the south side, but as of right now I don't really see anything imminently doing that. So they're in the clear for now. But the event is not over yet.
To the right. To the right. I know. So it's going to be over to your right. Watch your area to your right.
This old polygon's probably about to expire, or they might just let that, or they might let it expire. It's probably going to be canceled and, of course, superseded by this new one that's already out here.
Real low. That's a bowl. Big bowl.
All right, let's get a good look at what John is doing over here. John's definitely got the best look right now. It's good to see him getting into the action. One day we'll get our feet wet out there too. Just got to get through these car troubles we've had.
We're about to Switch City, Indiana. We got a tornado warning storm right in front of us that has produced in the past.
Yeah, you can see this hook though. It's pretty gnarly.
Low clouds behind the trees.
That rotation is intensifying, and you can actually see the inflow starting to come into the storm as well. So definitely need to be ready. And that's off the KND. If we KIND. So this is the Indianapolis radar here. If we look over towards Evansville radar, let's go and take a look at that. Yeah, it's pretty clear on there too. So yeah, this, we got to be extra watchful now because this could drop anything at any given time. Can't really see anything clearly off of debris that indicates a debris signature yet. Look at all the chases about to converge on this thing too. It's that's pretty insane to see. I wouldn't be surprised if it dropped something, if it has something on the ground already. And if it doesn't, that it would drop something soon.
Not quite to Switch City yet. We're almost there. Or look past just north of these trees. There is some open farmlands up this way, which is great.
Oof. Fatigue's hitting me still. Do need to watch this new storm over here towards Salem because it looks like it's starting to get together here. Starting to ramp up as well. Yeah, this storm towards Martinsville, Indiana is pretty much lost all tornado potential now. So it's really this little cluster right here towards Terre Haute and also the Linton storm over here in Indiana. Then we have this storm over here towards Mount Vernon in Indiana we need to watch. Another thing that we've got to be on watch for is the observed severe thunderstorm warnings and the considerable threats. This one's surprisingly for hail because we haven't really had as much of a threat for hail. It's not quite as highlighted as the tornado threat, but we do have golf ball size hail possible, which could do a lot of damage to vehicles. Yeah, this storm is looking pretty good though. We'll have to watch that really close.
I am just east of Switch City.
You can actually see it turning if you look closely at John's feed right here. Look at that. Look at that. That is a beauty.
Yeah, it's in Indiana. West of Bloomfield. Used to be tracking north of the Bloomfield. Good for them. I mean, we're looking right up against that notch.
Oh yeah, there we go. Some good lightning there too to go along with it. I'd be nothing but content looking at this storm right now. That's a beautiful leading edge right there, if I've ever seen one. Look at that. That's so pretty. I think we're gonna feature. I think we're gonna feature JP's feed in full here.
It's going to go north and west of you, but there's a tornado warning to your north and west of your Centralia, Illinois. Fantastic.
So there's a good look at the storm for you.
Wind is slowly picking up. It's okay. My camera dirty?
Here you go.
That's a good rush of winds going in.
Supporting inflow. He's getting close. There's the inflow notch, so he's starting to experience some of that warm air rushing into the storm. Somewhere back there, that could be where it is.
Oh, not sure. I can look real quick. Nice. More lightning. More cowbell.
More cowbell. I don't know how many of you guys get that reference, but I surely do. It's a music reference. It's a drummer reference, particularly. We're already almost an hour. We're already past 30 minutes into the live stream.
The one near Centralia expires in 37 minutes. I don't see anything south of that.
Well, at least on the bright side, one thing that I can say is that we haven't seen anything in the way of reported tornadoes in the last little bit here. We know that it could easily change, especially with this cell that we're watching here. So looking at this closely, I can clearly see this rotating. This is absolutely beautiful. You'll love to see it.
Carefully rotating. Winslow's really trying to pick up on this thing. Got the tail.
Uh-oh, tail cloud. So for any of you that don't know, tail cloud is usually a very good sign, and I think I see it right there. I hear sirens from another spotter. I think that is probably PA. Yeah, PA Storm Trackers is actually going through Bloomfield right now. That lowering kind of looks suspicious.
Might have to move, get farther east. It's like due north of us right now, down here. They're not super fast, which I'm really happy about. Ooh. They put a mesoscale pretty much on this storm.
I don't know if Kevin's still here, but he would love to see that. I'm sure. Yeah, this probably has got a much better look from the Indianapolis radar now.
Oh, wow.
That is a beauty. Holy cow.
Movement right side.
Yeah, it's a pretty clear wall cloud that's starting to develop. You might be watching a tornado develop right before your very eyes, folks. Shout out again to John Piculo. Piculo. I can't pronounce his last name to save my life.
Yeah, that goes to a north road. Here's the rain.
But yeah, that looks absolutely incredible.
All right, we're gonna have to reposition. Not quite like that. Maybe if I stay on.
Or is it Pusillo? Or Piculo? Or I don't know. I'll have to ask him again.
Moving pretty quick now.
Oh, he's on a dirt road. All right, let's let him reposition. And we'll switch over to PA's view here.
All right. Go a little east. Not a ton.
I think, honestly, I think Jaden might be done for the day.
Try to get back. Yeah, not bad.
I think Jaden probably is done streaming for the night. Or maybe he's going towards those towards the West Illinois storms, actually. Or Southwest Illinois storms. Probably too much chaser convergence, because there are a lot of chasers on this storm that we're watching over here. Look at that. Look at all the chasers on this. Including John. There's a lot of people on this one. This is, I mean, it's fair to say, I mean, it's going to be a given. This is a storm of the day. This has produced the most tornadoes, some prolific ones at that. So it's only fair.
Looks like it's getting rain wrapped.
That updraft is getting rain wrapped. So that means basically that the
Straight
storm.
down the road. Let's go, baby. Woo!
Love the lightning.
Maybe a little bit. I don't think it's down.
But yeah, but if the updraft gets rain wrapped, that means rain's wrapping around the part of the updraft, making it hard to see anything if it is on the ground. You have to get kind of danger close, if you will, in order to really get a good view of it. And to the untrained eye, it could very well even be invisible from one's perspective. So you wouldn't see the tornado or the storm until it's literally about to hit you. So makes for a very dangerous setup. It's a very dangerous setup, very dangerous conditions. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised by that. We probably had an uptick in the moisture return because I remember when I was looking at some of the weather data yesterday for this setup today that the amount of water available to help these storms along was kind of on the more scarce end. So it's pretty surprising that we're getting rain-wrapped supercells. I'm really leery of this storm over here towards Kimundi. Yeah, Kinmundi. I was right. Look at that. It's pretty. It is struggling with some outflow dominance. This little backward C shape is a good indicator here, because that's wind surging out from the storm. The storm's getting good inflow, but I think the outflow is just barely winning out at this point, and hence why I think the storm has also gone rain wrapped, because the storm is struggling to keep its inflow dominance. Because inflow, you have warm air rushing into the storm. Outflow is where you have cool, rain-cooled air rushing out from the storm. When you have rain-cooled air rushing out from the storm usually begins to weaken from that point, and the tornado potential will drop off. So it's important to know the difference. Still have these other two. Well, it's really just one section of that line now that's got a radar indicated tornado warning, and even that looks like it's on the verge of expiring within the next little bit here. New severe thunderstorm warning with 60-mile-per-hour winds possible now. And then we have this new severe severe thunderstorm warning heading through Mooresville, and will be in Greenwood before long. These two storms I'm also kind of interested in. Oof. Man, physically I'm drained right now. I may need a second here in a little bit and try to stretch and wake up. All right. Let's see if we can't find... Where is this chat at? Oh, there it is. Open the panel. There we go.
Decent sized hail in Worthington right now.
Well, looks like they reissued that off to the south. Makes sense.
This thing's on a beeline from Bloomington. Maybe just north of Bloomington. Current track projection has to go between Ellettsville and Bloomington, Indiana. Yeah, we're going to hop on 69, I think, here in a minute.
This storm is a beauty, man. I can't say it enough. It is a beast. Looks like that updraft is trying to clean itself up. So there is a good chance that it may make another attempt here. That inflow tightens anymore. We definitely end up getting something.
A little more sunlight, that would be nice, but it is what it is. It's to the west, so everything's going to be backlit, contrast.
Oh, they gave this one a tornado warning now. So this is the storm that we were talking about earlier that had a pretty big hook on it. Looks like as it's gotten closer towards Greenwood, it's starting to get its act together here. This is kind of concerning because this is heading towards the metropolitan area. So that's quite the problem that we're seeing this now. That is awful timing.
There we go. That feels a little better.
Dang. Had to wake up a little bit.
Right. Thanks everybody who's tuned in. I really appreciate it. We had a great view there of the tornado warned storm. It looked like it's trying to organize itself again is what it looks like to me. It's dropped a few tornadoes. There was a PDS particularly dangerous situation on it earlier. I was coming across the state line in Indiana. I'm in Bloomfield right now. I have half a mind to get back to 69 and take it up towards Bloomington. Because this is kind of tracking up that way. Got a real nice hail core on it. We still got the hook on it real decent. I think rotation's broadened out a bit from what it was earlier, but it could be trying to tighten back up. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that 157. We'll take a north poke at it here, and if we don't really see anything that tickles our fancy, we'll get back east and get back up towards Bloomington.
Yep.
You're right, it would, but it'd also take me right through the middle of a tornado. So, gotta kind of play that. I ain't got the equipment to be zero metering tornadoes. I'm in an F-150. It ain't nothing special. And it's already a little dinged up from the snow chasing. I decided a ditch would be a fun thing to play in. Ditches aren't fun, by the way. Really good lightning right now. I mean, this is a strong ass storm. I mean, if you look at it on radar, I mean, the hail presentation itself tells you it's a decently strong storm.
That storm's really starting to pick up over here. Speaking of which, over towards Vandalia. I think this is just within the state line. Might need to watch that because that could end up having a possible attack before long. Right now it's just a severe thunderstorm warning that's radar indicated. But we do need to be watchful of this group of cells because I do think there's potential there with this as well. The real question with these is if the instability holds up, these could be prolific as well.
Alright, there's the base.
Back to our other storm here. Yeah, this thing definitely is just definitely just wants to drop something. Speak of the devil. This is back to this storm. They're going with the severe thunderstorm warning out ahead of this now. We're still looking at a radar indicated tornado warning for this cell. Expires within the next 34 minutes, so this will probably be at 6:15 Central Time, maybe 7:15 Eastern. Yep, we're now in Eastern Time Zone. This moving east at about 40 miles an hour, so it's moving at a decent clip.
So we're gonna pop back south and hook over to 69.
Oh, look at... Oh, guys, look at John's view. Holy cow.
Reissue the warning. Radar indicate. Yes, thank you. I know. That's why I'm here.
He called it. What a view.
You know what? We're gonna be spicy today. We're gonna be spicy.
This storm is incredible, man.
There's a little easterly jog.
Can't lie to you guys, I'm exhausted and I can't even hold you. There's a moment where I was thinking maybe I might not be able to stream. But looking at this is worth every bit of it. If nothing else. I'm really looking forward to the day where I can actually get to do this myself. And it's coming soon. Yeah, he's under the updraft, Rug. This is a beauty. But keep in mind, folks, this is not the only storm we're watching. There's several others. It's been a busy night, and I actually missed some of it. That's the craziest part. I was in a real struggle to get home, but I ended up getting home. We have a new tornado warning, by the way, and this is for the Vandalia storm. I've been watching that one for a while get going, and now it looks like they finally issued a warning on that. And then we also have to watch this storm that's towards Kinmundy as well, because that could easily get ready to do the same thing as these other two storms are trying to do. Wait, what? Hang on a minute, what? Jaden, no, don't do that. Jeez. Yeah, I didn't really get a chance to see that. Looks like the Terre Haute tornado warning, or the Terre Haute warning, has now been allowed to expire. They're probably going to just go forward with the severe thunderstorm warning. Doesn't really look like that part of the line really has a lot of potential anymore. It does seem like as time goes on, though, we're going to see this consolidate into a big line here, with mostly a damaging wind threat. But we also have to be watchful of mergers, especially on that south side of the line, as this is where that low-level jet's a little bit higher. And with that in mind, that's where I think our tornado threat will continue. That looks ominous. It's crazy how that sky had more light to it just a little bit ago, and just how quickly it changed. Definitely fits the vibe. Whew. I wonder where Jaden's heading. Which direction is he going? Is he trying to catch up to the storm? Does anyone know? I've been mainly focused on John's feed here, Because John's probably had the best shots that I've seen.
Me glancing at radar for like half a second.
Greenwood storm still has a tornado warning associated with it.
Would not be shocking if I lost signal here.
Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. Like I said, it's been a long day, and the second I got home, I just grabbed my food, tried to spruce up the thumbnail just a little bit, and I went straight to being live pretty much. So, haven't really had much of a chance to unwind from work. So if I'm a little bit groggy, I do apologize. Today was a little bit of a surprise with how things went down. Wasn't a bad day, but I was definitely hoping to be a little bit more effective than what I was. Such is the way of life, you know. Alexa, lights on. There we go. Maybe I just need a little bit more light in here because it is getting pretty dark outside.
Oh yeah, small road. Fun road though. Certainly can.
Alright, so some further updates on the storms further off to the west here. We're down now to 1 tornado warning. This storm has lost its warning for now. Still need to watch this pretty closely because it does have that inflow notch in there. You always got to be watchful of those. I think the further off to the east this goes, though, the more stable the air becomes and the less likely it is to hold itself together. Depending on how things progress with this, we'll probably actually take a look at said model data.
Got some blips south or north of Louisville tracking north. We got to keep an eye on those. Those are route.
This is what John is talking about. I might need a moment here, guys. Just give me a quick second here. I'm not going away. I just need to. Stream's not over. I just need a moment to kind of get myself together. I will be right back.
Probably more of the same.
I would say that middle cell could technically get a nudger for the back one. That back one's gonna slam right into the back side of it.
That's what I was gonna say, Jordan. Actually, yeah, it's the middle cell that could end up getting a favorable emergence. I think we ought to shoot north out of Florida.
Yeah, we gotta get. Yeah, I think so too. Dad, I think I saw you trying to say something. You got a copy.
Yeah, this is not a clever road for this.
He's gotta be in a dead zone. I'm back.
Oh well. Nice cast. We're here.
Trailer home near town. Can't think of the stupid name right now because I'm so disorganized. Over by Flat Rock. Yeah, ready. I think this officially is a massive just hail or blob. Yeah, I am trying to find a way to start heading the other way. Unfortunately, Bloomington is my quickest way home, so
Once we get on a proper road, we'll check back in on radar. See where we are compared to
I mean, I'm probably gonna start making
the Sturm.
my way toward Nebraska here shortly. So
No, that's the house.
I don't really have much motivation to chase a hail or blob into the dark.
I know this will take me eventually to like a proper 2-lane.
Jordan, do you want to go north out of Clay City?
Just got to get through this routing stage before.
Flora, or do you just want to do Flora? Oh, wait, if I remember right, yeah, you don't have any problems going through Flora. It's like a continuous highway.
Yeah, no, you can
sketchy area, I guess. But what I was trying to say though was I needed to get my boots off my feet. I just feel like lead blocks at this point. And I also just need to kind of walk around for a moment. Get my mind back right. Oh, man. Also, to those of you that have tuned in, even though I know it's not a whole lot of you at this point, I know everybody's on streaming this. I just want to say thank you for tuning in here, for choosing this spot here. Even if you only tuned in for just a few minutes. I just want to say I appreciate you guys.
Well, stop talking now. Everything of interest will be to the left side at this point.
Alright, so quick update. This storm's starting to get a little bit sloppier now. Yeah, this is the last real opportunity for it, I think. Yeah, because it's about on schedule with what we've been seeing with the weather model data. It was really going to be between 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock where storms were likely to fire and have potential to produce all modes of severe weather. As we get later into the evening, the instability really kind of fades. This storm has become absolute slop now. This storm is holding up pretty good for the moment. We'll have to see if that lasts. And this storm just never really seems like it was going to mature here. There may be a brief window available for this, but we'll have to see what happens. But this air out ahead of it is also pretty used up. So I'm not too sure just what ends up happening with this. But at this point right now, we're dealing with 3 tornado warnings, all of which are radar indicated now. We're still watching a storm that's had the history of producing tornadoes, but things are not really going all that fast with this one at this point. Oh man. How do you guys like the hair, by the way? I need to wash this actually, truthfully, but I needed to get that hat off of my head too. It's kind of stifling. But again, just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I don't know if we'll stay for 7:30 or if we'll stay for 8, but I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do next.
But once I get to the main road, that's going to be a northeast road up towards Bloomington, I believe. So that'll help us close distance and give us at least a better shot.
Oh, excuse me.
It's gotten dark. This is pretty good for a February storm, February setup.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I'm trying, y'all. Trying to get there. It's less organized right now, but that could change. I'm watching these storms coming up north out of Louisville.
Alright, let's take a look at radar again. I got a buddy of mine that lives over towards Indiana as well. I was checking up on him, making sure he was alright. Ooh, Jaden has a good shot now. Might switch over to that feed and see what's what.
No, no dogs with me.
We've had a pretty hard time with Jaden's feed today.
Looks weird. It's hard to see anything down there.
Yeah, it's nice and dark out there. That's one thing about it. And then also, there's no street lights either to help with these guys.
Like that left split's taking forever.
One's a black-mouthed cur.
It does look like we might have a little bit of a split occurring here. I'm glad they mentioned that.
I might take one
Oof. Oh man.
sometime this year.
I'm gonna try to hang around for the long haul here.
Lightning's definitely picked back up on this thing.
So I can't.
It's still maintaining intensity. It's not into the road that's going to get us actually on a good attack angle. Still got nice little clouds on this thing. Oddly enough, even with the trees, I can still see more than I did out of the road. I couldn't see the tail.
I think they saw that funnel cloud and it might be tagged as an observed now.
Looking right at it.
And I definitely saw it on Jaden's feed, so it doesn't surprise me if that ends up being the case. Yep. We now have a confirmed tornado with this storm that both Jaden and John are on right now. Ironically, both their initials is JP, but this is a confirmed tornado by emergency management 8 miles west of Bloomington, moving east at 40 miles an hour. So this is yet again another confirmed tornado from this cell. This has been storm of the day. All the chasers have been saying it. So it's not really a surprise.
It improved. One is a little bit lighter. Sure. Got a right turn and back.
That tornado warning's been extended with this northern cell over here towards the west. Not surprised to see that. Still at radar indicated rotation right now. I don't know where my book bag is, by the way.
Well, if that's the case, Jason's pretty soon. Let's hope not.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's under it now.
3 miles. Okay, so my turn will not be where the road
Yeah, Jaden's feed's struggling as he's going through the boonies. One thing about it, internet and the boonies, like especially out there towards the Midwest and northern states, definitely not internet friendly. Definitely a big struggle when it comes to any sort of reception, even with some of the more high-end stuff.
Oh, what? It's observed? No way. We're a little behind the ball. Actually, almost everybody is.
Wow, this thing really looked like it's snapped itself back together here. I'm really surprised.
Give me a fast open road. Let's go.
So it looks like everybody's about to be blasting towards Bloomington again. I think some chasers might have called it a night because it's getting pretty dark. It is dangerous to chase at night, especially out here towards these regions where there's not quite as much in the way of street lights, especially on those rural roads. Oh, wow, look at that. That might be screenshots. That might be screenshot worthy right there. That is a nasty couplet. Like, holy cow. In fact, here's what I'm about to do. I'm going to put that on the Discord server. Alright, so it looks like they have now issued a PDS tornado warning for this storm as it's heading into Bloomington here. So this is a very dangerous situation as there could potentially be a large tornado on the way to Bloomington now.
Hey, if you're in here and you can hear my voice, again, thank you for joining in. We're on this tornado warning storm. We're just behind it, trying to catch back up. As it heads into Bloomington, Indiana. If you could do me a favor and hit the like and share and subscribe button. Facebook, YouTube, two places I am. I'd really appreciate it. That's all I'm going to ask for you, just to hit the like and share and subscribe. I don't hit you with a bunch of crazy posts. Facebook, you might get some of my musings or sports related things.
Look at that.
On there.
This is not good.
But YouTube, no, YouTube's like just about
This is not good at all. This is about to go through Highland Village and then it's heading straight into Bloomington.
out here.
Very dangerous situation taking shape here.
Always love weather.
Unfortunate. This is an unfortunate situation. This is the dark side here. And this is what we were worried about.
Not good. Technical nonsense occurring. Give me 2 seconds.
Guess we'll take another screenshot here.
We're not that far off. It's just positioning of attack is going to be the real issue in this situation. It being nighttime and PDS tour warning for Bloomington. Which makes sense. Let's get up that way and see what we can do. Alright.
Yes, huge CC drop. Yeah, there was a pretty big CC drop just a moment ago. New scan just came in. I can't really tell as much. But yeah, this is exactly what we don't want to see. And I'm not even gonna bother with that right now. I hope somehow this might have lifted. It does look like the velocity signature isn't quite as tight. So I'm hoping by some miracle that Bloomington may be spared. But I'm also worried about the people in Highland Village right now. Ah, welcome back, Baconator. You've missed a lot. But you're just in time also. This might be one of those situations again, bud. Literally, the new scan came in, and I'm thinking that it might be weakening.
All right, we're 9 miles from Bloomington right now.
Uh-oh. You should have seen it the last scan. I actually posted it in Discord, along with the CC drop.
Nashville, Indiana.
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of worried about Highlands Village because it looked like it may have went possibly either just to the south or maybe right over it. I posted it just a second ago on the Discord. The new scan came in, and now it's not really looking like as much of anything. But it was about maybe 1 or 2 scans ago when it was looking pretty bad. It's definitely looking like one of those. This has a PDS warning on it. This is what it looks like on reflectivity. It looks like it's probably about to get choked out again.
Let me tell you.
All 3 of the chasers that we have available look like they're pretty daggone close to it. Yeah, lucky miss too, because if it held on to that signature, that would have did some serious damage. Yeah, that was a little too close for comfort. Looks like it's still holding itself together. If I can go back here.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
This is what it looked like about 2 or 3 scans ago. This is what velocity looked like 2 to 3 scans ago, guys. Yeah, I think that made a direct impact over Highland Village, or it may have just passed barely to the south. But it was alarmingly close.
Fresh MD, same storm. Not too long, we're going to have to start.
But yeah, this was at its peak here. Yeah, it looked like the CC was like literally right over Highland Village. But yeah, you can see how it really peaked at this point here. And then it kind of fell off just before it got to Bloomington. That was way too close. Oh boy. I told you about keeping your nose clean, Baconator. Be careful. We're going to do a quick check-in on these storms off to the west. Some of the other chasers decided to jump onto this. I think Jaden's actually on this storm here. Oh, that's lovely. That's more than lovely. I've been there a few times. Yeah. Best thing you can do is just try to separate yourself from it, because it's not going to get any more peaceful. It's only going to get worse. Looks like we have 2 tornado warning cells right here. I think Jaden has it on his feed right here. It's kind of hard to see. I think I'm looking at a house, not necessarily a storm, but let's look. Let's see what we got here. Oh no, that is the structure. It's somewhere up in there. You can see a clearing. Good. Just be careful. Those can always get really out of hand. Those can get even more out of hand. Alright, looks like we broke 10 likes on the stream, by the way. I appreciate you guys for that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the radar again. Switch back to our PDS storm here. PDS warning is still in effect, by the way. This is a crazy signature right here on reflectivity. Absolutely insane. Yeah, this looks like this is about to pass through Bloomington. This is passing through Bloomington right now. The signature isn't quite as strong. I think it probably has lifted. I think that Jaden's a little further off towards the west. He's looking at that other storm. Yeah, as far as John, it looks like we lost his feed. Alright, so we've got a downgrade back to observed. This might still be on the ground, but it's pretty hard to tell based off velocity here. There's still a very profound signal on reflectivity here. Can't confirm if there is a debris ball as of right now from CC. I can't show Connor's feed, Gumby. PA Storm Trackers is on that storm, though, but don't really have a great visual of it. But, of course, it's nighttime, so it's going to be hard to see anything at this point, which is okay. I mean, we kind of expected that to happen. We had a decent view with the JP's feed, but, yeah, I think his signal kind of went bad. They're kind of stuck in the boonies, a lot of these guys. Yeah, it's been quite the evening. I hate that I missed those storms earlier, but I was still trying to get home when it was happening. Got done with work, but just got done a little too late. Sad part is I thought I was doing good. Just goes to show how the weather has its own plan, has her own plans, you know? Mother Nature's always going to do her own thing. All right. So I've been switching back and forth between our tornado warning or tornado warned storms over here towards Illinois, and then we're also watching, of course, the Bloomington storm, which continues to have up. Yeah, dang. Yeah, we lost John's feed. Damn. Dang, he had a good stream going too. That sucks. Maybe he'll be able to reboot and we'll check back in, but yeah, I think honestly John, and here's the thing, guys. John is not as big of a storm chaser on YouTube as some of these other guys here. But he had, undoubtedly, I would say, some of the best shots of the mezzo as we got into the latter half of the event tonight. So if you haven't shown him any love, I definitely urge you to. The fact that he's under 1,000 subs is crazy to me. It's a mockery, and we need to fix that. So I'm gonna post his link. In the chat, and you guys do your work, man, because it is crazy to me. It is crazy to me that he does not have more subs. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Daggone it. Yo, what's going on? Okay, I don't know what's going on with YouTube right now. Wait a minute. Okay, I think I fixed it now. I don't know why it was doing that. Wouldn't let me share its link for a second. There we go. That's much better. I don't know why it just did that. Alright, it's pinned so that way you guys can easily access his channel. Please show him some love. He did great tonight. It was excellent work on his part. Just hope that he is safe. Where is he? Okay, there he goes. So he's well west of the storm now at this point. I think he was out of the path, so I'm pretty sure he's safe, but we'll check in. I'll try to check in with him and make sure. Yeah, I just sent him a message just to make sure he was all right. Oh, wow, really? In Illinois, or is it Indiana? Oh, no. Oh, okay, it's the same storm. So it's still confirmed to be on the ground. Oh, wait, no, here it comes. Just took a while for it to update. Daggone it. Why didn't I get the siren to pop off on here? Because there's like a new feature to where you could get like a primary sound, and then I just put my little siren over the top of it. So this finally went observed. It's a long time coming, truthfully. So it was this one. Oh wait, no. I think it was actually this one. Yep. So it's the western storm. Let's go and look at this thing on velocity here. By the way, in case anyone didn't know, this is going to be moving east at 35. It's over Edgewood right now. So this was reported like 7 minutes ago. Thankfully, this is going to be remaining over rural areas. We have to remember, though, the further east that this goes, the more likely it's to impact towns, because the population density only picks up the further east we go from this point. And you can kind of see it pretty well reflected on the map. So let's hope this doesn't stay on the ground long here. And we'll go on from there. All right, so how many does that make for today? Honestly, I'm starting to lose count here. Had a fair number of tornado warnings and of course a few observed. We're probably sitting at about maybe 6 or more. Yeah, this storm's finally lost its rotation now. This should be downgraded to radar indicated, if anything at all. Yeah, because this is starting to look like a complete mess now. Still have that little donut hole, that little weak echo region that needs to be watched. But I don't think this is imminently producing. They're going to extend. Well, I guess because of that weak echo region, it's probably valid. But I don't see this thing holding up for long. The further east this goes, the less instability it's going to have. But we'll see what happens. I guess perhaps there's enough of a signature to keep it extended, but I don't think it's going to last long. And why am I not getting the notification yet? That's the other thing. Why am I not getting that notification? And also, where am I? Like, what's going on here? Let's check something here. Okay, that works. Okay, so that works. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. There's no reason why that shouldn't be working. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Well, if they extend it, cool. If they didn't, who cares? We're just gonna keep watching for a while. Update this. See if John came back live or if he's calling it a night. Oh, yeah. Okay, he is back. Okay, John is back. And looks like he's got the stream in order. So let's pull his feed back up. Okay, there he goes. Yeah, that's one thing I wouldn't look forward to if we were to ever go chase in Indiana. If we were to go over towards the boonies, which is a little further to the south, it's going to be a little harder.
We're in the southern part of Bloomington. lovely wife just sent me a gif of the cow flying across the road there in Twister. She is absolutely fantastic. I love her so much. She's the absolute best. Let me tell you. Nashville, you need to get in your safe place.
Okay, the hook's starting to come back again. Yeah,
Greensburg, you're
if they
down
aren't
the line,
extending it, they
Columbus,
should
you're
be.
down the line. So, y'all need to be paying attention to this. Sun's down, so we're going to start losing energy pretty quick. It doesn't like to linger around as much this time of year. But it's still trying. Any damage? I haven't seen any power outages. I've heard emergency vehicles. Obviously, we saw the 2 cops earlier. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. My internet just it was on the Wi-Fi in the truck itself. Part of why I was late starting today. It decided to fritz out again. So I had to like start the truck, turn it off, restart the computer, a whole bunch of stuff. Been one of the more painful situations with my internet in the truck. But overall, really happy for what I pay for it. So we'll keep her going.
Alright, so I'm trying to think of what the plan will be for the rest of tonight.
So,
Because
yeah, this storm's about to go into Nashville. I don't know if it's on the ground or not. Still rotating nice. Got a bunch of so north above it definitely has my attention. It's got the shape. But there's a whole mess of stuff below it. It's another really nice. Still there. I mean, it's days. This is one storm to do it. This was the right one. Oh, I know. Isn't it great? We're going to spend all this money and time and energy setting up these rigs and all this
yeah,
kind of
we're
stuff.
losing that rotation. Yeah, I think that rotation might be completely done with this scan here. If it was still on the ground, I'm pretty sure it's probably pushed to the north and occluded now.
That yellow did not last long. I'm sorry about that, everybody. You can flash me on social media for that if you want. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to extend this. I think that's done. Now we're going to be focusing on these storms here. And these 2 are probably going to run out of energy pretty quick.
Like, it'll say it's connected, but there's no upload or download speed. It's like less than 1 kilobyte per second. Yeah. So I don't know what it's doing at all. I'm not a tech whiz by any stretch of the imagination.
I kind of like this eastern storm now. We'll call this one storm number 1. Storm number 2 had an opportunity earlier, but it looks like storm number 1's starting to take in more energy. And it's going to win out probably.
About to go into Nashville, Indiana. Road ain't the greatest, but it'll take us back to Columbus and over to Greensburg, which, I mean, that's about the path. Columbus lies a little north of Columbus. The storm's going to go, it looks like, but that's the general path heading toward Greensburg, Indiana. Not Kansas. Not Kansas. Indiana.
Sorry if my hair is a mess, guys. It's been a long day. To anyone that's just tuning in, yes, this is also what my hair looks like, folks. I'm not bald. I remember a couple weeks ago somebody asked if I was bald and said I should go bald. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I like my head. I have a full head of hair. And I like my head of hair. But it's kind of like a crazy afro. Or slick back thing. So, yeah. I mean, maybe I should wear my hair more? It's not that I care that much, but, you know. This is not necessarily the best look right now. I won't lie and say that I've taken much time today to take care of it, considering the fact that I'm literally still fresh from work, essentially. I immediately came home. I only got a few minutes to eat, and then I started streaming, so yeah. If I look a little rough, again, I apologize, but I said I was going to be live for this. I was going to do everything I could, and surely enough, I did. So, maybe you could let me slide. I'm honestly amazed that I'm still awake right now. Because I've had a day. Alright, so for those of you that are still here, this is what we're looking at right now. Electric slide or normal slide? We're just getting warmed up? Nah. No, we're towards the tail end of this event now. This is not going to be one of those setups that we'll see probably within the next month or so. Instability is not going to hold up because during this time of year it tends to wane a bit more. Once we lose that daytime heating, that's usually... And that's probably exactly what's happening here. That's why this storm isn't holding itself together. Because kinematically speaking, this environment was great for tornadoes. That's why this storm produced so many. But it was always the thermos that were going to be the question, and particularly the instability, or at times lack thereof. We did get a good boost probably leading up to the start of this event. Oh yeah, this thing's cooked. Yeah, that's outflow dominant for sure now. The storm's even exited the warned area, and they haven't reissued anything out ahead of it now. So, really, it's just these two storms at this point. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right radar. No, there's still something there, but it looks like it's definitely going outflow dominant. Because you can kind of see it at this point now. We haven't seen the gust front come out from this. But there's a very small area now at this point where we can get that warm, moist air to kick in now. Definitely outflow coming in from the south. Definitely rain, cool air pushing out from the south side. Yeah, and this kind of confirms it right here. The wind's going toward the wind's going away from the radar here. Sharp green here. These will be winds going towards the radar. Seems like there probably still is some inflow. There might be a shear line potential for something to quickly spin up, but definitely losing all the oomph that it once had.
We'll stick with it. Also, stick around 46 is the best way back towards Cincinnati. We're just going to be going with this guy for a minute. And we'll be watching these cells popping up to the south, way out to the south. Seeing if they're going to do the thing. Let's look at some of the blips and beams popping up, and they have the profile.
As good as these hooks are on these two, it definitely looks like these are kind of struggling a little bit. Oh, not what I wanted. This is what I wanted right here. So I actually wanted to look at... There's actually something I wanted to look at really quickly. This isn't quite how I wanted it to go. Hold on.
I hate that road I went down, that twisty nonsense road, but that was the best route to take to try to catch back up to this storm. For those of you who've been watching a while, you know I've been really hesitant to do stuff like that. You also know I've been hesitant to get too close. But I think, especially there by Switch City, I'm really in a good spot. It just didn't produce at that point. I was getting that close. I'm really happy about that. Definitely an improvement for me. Definitely take away from this. And, you know, just getting on the storm and in the right spot to maybe see something. That means a lot to me. This is my third season start. Actually, in about 1 month from today, it's going to be my third year at chasing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pull up some model data right now.
You know, I still got a lot to learn. Mostly with the groundwork. But being able to get there and see how the storm is behaving with my eyes is a big help. Oh, that's possible. I mean, there's been some. I mean, I was in not a great service area as it was.
All right.
There's also services get a little wonky down there too because of other signals in the air.
All right, so I think we're gonna... All right, I think we're good now. I think this is ready to go.
Hey, it's all right.
Oh, wrong screen again. Here we go. I think I'm actually gonna zoom in to the Ohio Valley particularly, so that way you can see everything. These are remaining storms. This is about at current time. These storms look like they hold up for a little longer, till about 8 o'clock, which is in the next little bit, but you can see that they're already kind of starting to falter. Storm mode's getting a little messier. And then these storms really start to weaken the later we get into the evening. Tornado potential by this point really starts to drop off as we go further along. Well, hello, tornado warning. And why is this not working? Looks like we have a new glitch with WeatherWise now. So it looks like we got to do it ourselves. Wait, why isn't this? Is there any reason? Okay, there we go. Oh, this expires in the next 5 minutes. What's going on with WeatherWise? Daggone it. So this is a warning for Fulton and Schuyler counties. This is moving over Rushville. After this passes Rushville, this is going to be in Browning within the next 10 minutes if it holds together. Up, up, up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I'm trying to figure out what this signal is they're looking at. It must be this cell. Why is the warning so far behind it, though? When was this issued? All the way back at like 6:13. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with WeatherWise. Because I have it set up and you saw it. You saw my settings. You guys saw my settings. What's going on here? Come on, WeatherWise. Had nothing but good things to say about you guys. There's no reason why it should be this slow. Excuse me. These two cells still look like they're pretty impressive on reflectivity. Velocity just doesn't really seem to be there. Alright, so these are about 3 minutes old, so we should be getting a new scan on these soon. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these offices here, but I find it odd that we aren't getting any sort of updates. This expired 12 minutes ago. And for some reason, the warning's still up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Alright. Let's close and reopen. Yeah, because I don't know what's going on there. That is incredibly odd. Not like weather-wise. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I guess I just had to restart it. Yeah, because for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because I've had the computer on for an extended period of time or what, but definitely not behaving like it normally would. Okay. Alright, so this warning's already about to expire. There we go. Yeah, weather-wise wanted to troll today. Sounds about right. Nothing today's really come easy, so eh. Still need to watch that one too, even though they took the tornado warning off for now. Oh, they only went with severe thunderstorm warning. That's also interesting. Yeah, weather-wise needs to fix that. That is a big problem. I'm surprised this is still warned, though. Truly, I am. There is still a little bit of a shear line effect that we have going on there. And if it does hold, and if it can, maybe there's a brief tornado that could occur there. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it's this little pocket right here. Just outside of Lonesome. Or Stony Lonesome. Wait a minute. I feel like I've heard that before. Anyway. But yeah, outside of Stony Lonesome looks like the best chance. It's going to keep trying to do it all the way until it runs out of juice. If it can hold itself together, it could drop one more. But I just think it's running out of energy. These other ones are doing quite well, though. That's one thing that I'm pretty impressed by. Yeah, this one might be going outflow dominant. You see that dog leg beginning to form that backward C shape. That usually is the first sign here. So then maybe this storm that's trailing behind it might be able to get some good inflow. If this goes outflow dominant, though, this probably hurts this storm even more. What's ultimately going to happen, though, these storms are going to get choked out once they merge here. Yeah, these are pretty much riding a warm front. Really, all three of the warnings are, essentially. Just notice how we had the warning for this briefly, and now this has gone to severe thunderstorm warning just like that, with no tornado possible attack. I think this is probably the warm front. I wouldn't underestimate this yet, though, either. But even so, it definitely looks like rotation is no longer there. Oh, dang, my jaw just popped. So just another update on that warning. Just a reminder that it's still there. I wonder at this point just how many how many tornadoes has this storm over here towards Columbus dropped? Okay, this is another update on that forewarned storm near Newton. So they're allowing that to continue. Not much of a surprise there. And inflow notch is holding on, but like I said, the further east that this goes, the less likely. That one's dropped 15. Wow. And the thing is, that doesn't seem that far-fetched either. So, I mean, sheesh. Let's take a quick look at the storms here. Again, on reflectivity. I think within the next hour, definitely should be over. Or at least the worst of it should be over. Biggest reason I think that's going to be is because of the surface cape. Not really a whole lot to work with. We still have a little bit of energy left over here towards the southern parts of Illinois. But we'll watch what happens by the time we get into the next couple of hours. This time I'm actually ahead of you. Yeah, Gumby, I'm a little bit ahead of you this time. Yeah, the cape's gone by the time we get later into the evening. Okay, so there's still enough cape and there's still enough juice in there. But I also think this is a little bit too elevated now because of those colder surface temperatures. It's okay. It's okay. Shoot. Man, I tell you. I'm exhausted. I didn't think I'd be this tired. Uh-oh. What happened to weather-wise? Oh, I know what to do. I can fix this. And there we go. Easy fix. A new mezzo? Yeah, that was probably during the time whenever things were kind of trash with my computer. Or weather-wise. Not necessarily the computer. Computer's acting alright. Weather-wise, app probably has too much traffic. And that's probably why that ended up happening the way it did. Okay, so this is the new MD. Few tornadoes, couple intents possible. Feels like it was
Nothing too wild right now.
issued 16 or up. Okay, it was updated 16 minutes ago. I was about to say it was issued 16 minutes ago, but it says 1:15. I was like, wait, what? But I hope that this is right. I hope that's right at least. Let's see. Is this the right one? No, that's 1:15 as well. Okay, that's Tornado Watch. Okay, that was issued an hour ago. This was... Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this thing anymore. I don't even know what's going on with this app anymore. I barely know where I am. I could barely feel my arms. I'm only going off muscle memory. I just want y'all to know, if I end up just like nodding off out of nowhere, I am sorry. I've had, like I said, long day at work. Very tired. So, if I just get quiet and nod off, please just lend me a little bit of grace. We're almost towards the end of this event, so like I said, I think probably by 8:45, 9 o'clock Eastern time is the end for me. And I just hope that I can at least take a shower. Thankfully, I'm not super sweaty and super sticky. Well, actually, I was earlier, but I battled through it to do this for you guys. So, yeah. Appreciate all of you that have tuned in up to this point. Just trying to get to the end. Just want to try to get to the end. New severe thunderstorm warning. Okay. So we're looking at this Columbus storm right now, but yeah, I think this storm's pretty much cooked. I say that and then I look at the local radar, it still looks Nah, not yet. Not yet. I think I might try and stay live for another hour if I have it in me. But I will be leaving at some point. It has to happen. Oh yeah, this is cooked. Maybe there's one small chance that this does anything, but yeah, okay, that's too broad. Definitely too broad. But yeah, at some point I gotta get offline because I still gotta work tomorrow too. Just now finding this out. Jeez, voice. Sleeping. Yeah, it's been a pretty busy day, particularly with this cell. This cell has actually produced a multitude of tornadoes. So we saw this producing back in Illinois. It's traveled all the way towards like central Indiana at this point. It's finally starting to weaken. We still have storms over towards Illinois that are trying to do a thing. So this is a storm south of Wheeler that's doing something now, is it? Alright, let's switch radar sites again. I think we'll pretty much just be focusing on these two from here on out. I think that's the only game in town left. Well, that's a decent little couplet signature right there. It's trying to develop, so we'll see what happens with that. I don't know if we have anyone on those storms now. I'm pretty sure JP and PA are still on what was the Bloomington storm, now the Columbus storm. But to sum it up, though, voice, it's been a long day, multiple tornadoes. One storm particularly has been a tornado-producing machine. It's this one that's over here towards Columbus, Indiana. Multiple tornadoes, potentially a couple of strong ones could have occurred. We do have ongoing tornado warnings off to the west as well, but we're getting towards the tail end of the event. Energy's kind of fading out now. Typical of this time of year. Yeah, that Bloomington storm almost gave me one of those pits in my stomach. I thought it was about to be a pretty bad story. I'm still kind of worried about that little small area just to the west of there. If I remember correctly, it was something village. Hang on, let me look back. Let me find Bloomington again. Yeah, that could have been bad. But thankfully it lifted before it got there. Yeah, Highland Village. I am concerned about that area a little bit. Yeah, I think it passed to the south of town. I think it shifted. And then also the rotation really dissipated. I'll be interested in hearing what Trey thinks of this storm right here. And it's always what we were worried about. And that's exactly what happened. At least we had the forecast right. Just hoping everybody got through okay. Dang, man. Only when there's a tornado threat? Sheesh. Nah, that's alright. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, the warning just got reissued. We got a little update. That's all. Just a little update. The forward speed of the storms are starting to slow down too. A little earlier, we were sitting at about 40 miles an hour. We've dropped down to 30. Nah, that's all right, boys. I was messing with you. I'm glad you were honest. It's perfectly fine. It's hurt my feelings. Why don't you? I'm just playing.
That is radar indicator, which is directly over Columbus.
Good. I'm glad you're doing all right. I'm assuming you're doing all right. Whew, man. Just trying to finish this out. Also, I got a local chaser over here as well, voice. John Faculo, or Puck Fusillo? I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I have to check. You were on the actual verge of breaking down. I don't think it would. I mean, okay. I guess I understand. But I was like, I was kind of like, well. So they are continuing the warning. That's interesting. Yeah, when I think of the human impact, that's what I'm saying. I get that little pit in my stomach. I'm like, oh no, this is not good. Yeah, it's been very slow and steady. I also cover other stuff. I cover winter weather too. Obviously, that matters more to some than others. You know, up towards where you live, you guys are a little bit more used to it. So I wouldn't expect folks up in the northern states to watch as much. It's really the southern snow events I should probably focus more on. Maybe if I'm really just bored and trying to hang out, maybe I'll do like lake effect snow streams every once in a while. But yeah, I'll probably keep the winter weather streams on the lighter end, on the lower end of the deal. Yes, 'tis the season now, and this is our first taste, truthfully. Or at least I would say right now is our first taste. Nothing else, it's our wake-up call for sure.
This thing's starting to develop a hill core on it. Storm to my south.
That's fair.
Got a dangly bit. It's not very organized.
I do kind of wish I was under that storm near Columbus, though. That would be pretty nice. I haven't had a good thunderstorm over my area in a while. The thunder would be really relaxing. The only reason it would suck is because I really haven't even taken a shower since I've gotten home from work. And I would love to do that. No, this is not an indicator of what the whole year would be like. Oh no, this storm's done. No, the storms are done. Yeah. They still have a warning in effect, but the whole thing's just pretty discombobulated now. There's very broad rotation now. Nothing like what it was before. I'm pretty sure it's dropped at least one or two very big tornadoes at one point. This did have This did have 2 PDS warnings at a point in time. Near Sumner. Is it this one? Nah.
Don't do it.
Where is this? Alright, let's try Sumner again.
Now we can scoot
Dang, I can't type. So I guess I can't type anymore?
45 miles to Greensburg. Yeah, you got a storm coming through. You might get a little
Alright, let's see. Oh, that's Washington. I definitely don't want to go there.
not crazy. Maybe as
At least not for a few days. No, we still have marginal risk. You can't underestimate those.
I don't know.
Oh, that was some good lightning on Jaden's feed. Holy cow. That was pretty.
Heavy preset again.
This still has Tor Possible on it. That's weird.
Trying to punch through this.
Well, I mean, it's a marginal risk, so I mean, you're not going to find anything textbook there. But as I was saying in the discussion last night, there's always little small wrinkles, little X factors within these setups that can make or break the day.
Small, but it's definitely got it.
I mean, I kind of see where it could be, but it looks pretty sloppy if I were to say so myself. But hey, if they're giving it Tor Possible, I'll hang out for a little bit. What I'm really surprised by is how these storms out to the west have held up. If I'm being completely honest. Honestly, these feel more like precautionary warnings than anything else. I don't really feel like these are tornadic at this point. The rotation is very broad on both of these. The Newton storm looks a little bit better, but even so at this point, it looks pretty trash. Weather-wise, voice. Oh, this storm is sitting on the warm front line.
You'll know if I do. You'll hear it. Let me tell you.
Hey, what's up, amputee? What a day it has been. We still have so much to go.
Yeah, Indy is under a tornado watch. But I think it's higher than an hour. Yeah, it's higher than an hour. And honestly, you guys don't really have
I think a lot of people probably got baited. Only reason I wasn't was because we were watching John. John had JP's feed up here on the top left. He had the best view of the storm pretty consistently. So we were able to watch everything kind of take off from his perspective, which was really nice. All right. I'm still surprised that they have that warning in effect. Just because of its history, probably, I would say at this point. Let's go back to the reflectivity here. These storms are about to merge. And honestly, actually, if these two merge, I'd still watch this area right here. I think this storm is cooked. I think this one right here on the southern end might be worth watching for a little longer. Oh, wait, never mind. Now, with all this rain right here, now this increase in lightning here, this is going to use up the rest of the energy. Yeah, this is cooked. You might get a narrow window, if you're lucky, maybe about 5-10 minutes tops, where this could have one chance, if this merges in the perfect way, to try to spin up a quick one. Sometimes they do, but in this situation they wouldn't. This rain out ahead of it's is going to hamper it.
This building's not great. Sure you hear the rain.
That if it was just a regular old squall line, then yes. But this rain out here ahead of it is going to make everything too stable. Unless this part right here clears out, then maybe. Whew, okay, come on. Stay awake for a little longer. Yeah. Don't tell me that they still have that as warned. Yep, they sure do. They just don't want to let this one go. Even the hail size on this has dropped now. We're just barely at severe thunderstorm criteria for it now. Has that really small shear line inflow notch here. And maybe that's just enough for them to keep it warned. There's little tiny notches along the shear line, and that's yeah, that literally has to be why they keep it warned. Because from the looks of it, there still seems to be a little bit of warm air trying to feed into this when I look at it closely. This is where the inflow is, right over towards New Bern. This is where the strongest inflow is. But it really starts to wane as it gets into the storm. If that was able to punch in more, then we have something. Ooh. Ironic. We're at 3 and 3 right now. 3 severe thunderstorm warnings, 3 tornado warnings. In time, we're probably going to drop to 2. Nah, instability's not going to be there, man. That's the thing. The second that the sun sets during this time of year, that's usually it. And that's why we've been watching these slowly but surely weaken. I really wish I could have got a good reading at the Cape before these storms fired. The last time I got to really look at them before everything got going, I think it was like maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. Yep, low-level shear particularly is keeping these storms. Well, really shear at all levels. Because one thing about it, the kinematics, the wind profile has been incredible with this. Even out here where I live, we had some pretty strong wind gusts today. As I was heading home, a couple times where the wind was pushing at me head on. It was starting to push me back. So at that point, it was gusting to about a good 35 to 40. Or at least 30 something. And those kind of held up for a while.
Oh, excuse me.
Mm. Probably need to grab some food again soon. I was about to say, I know it's not time for it to expire just yet. I think this expires. Oh no, it expires at 9 o'clock. So yeah, we'll hang out till 9. Then after that, it's over. We're done for the night. Yeah, I noticed that on HRRR early this morning that there was a little round off to the west. The 10 Sig Tour. Well, hmm. I'll have to check actually. I don't know if are you using the free version or are you using the pro version on desktop? Trust me. I don't see these storms holding out for much longer. I really don't see the energy holding up. Like I said, I think this storm might be the only wild card. But once it runs into this rain, that's the end of it. There's not going to be enough energy to sustain these things, especially once the updrafts get undercut. It's honestly impressive that we. Oh, that was nice. That was a beauty. Did any of you see that? Of course, the weather won't be done by the time I leave. Isn't that often how it goes? I could try and stream for 10 hours. I could try and stream for 10 hours and the weather not do anything. And then the 1 hour I'm offline, it's always how it goes. Does the free version not allow? Let me actually check that. I'm going to do that real quick. I'm pretty sure they still do. Really? Wow. Got a little stingy, haven't we? Maybe they did they. No, I know they used to have velocity on there. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna check something real quick. I think Radar Omega still costs more. That's why. That's why I haven't gone back. No, that's not true. Why is it that I'm able to use velocity? Oh, you still own Radar Omega? I mean, once you do the one-time purchase, you'll always have it. I just checked out the free version here. I don't have Pro or Plus. on there, and I was able to get it. Huh. Maybe it's because I have Plus already. I don't know. Let me see if there's a way I can log out of this and check for sure. No, I'm not logged in. And I was still able to get it. I don't know what's going on with that. Are you sure you did the right thing? Because, hang on. You know what? Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, separate yourself from the situation, Baconator, because that's not going to help you. Not at all. It's just going to create more stress. If you want to vent, I guess I'll hear you out on Discord. I don't think you want to air out your dirty laundry on YouTube. And I'm sorry you had to deal with that. But now you have learned. You have gained some experience. Okay, so it's very slow. But yeah, I do have velocity on here when I went into incognito mode. I'm going to show you what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with you. Because for whatever reason. Yeah, because it has none of my settings in incognito and it's working just fine. Okay. Alright. Let me show you what I got here. Okay, so obviously I'm not connected here at all. Right? So exit out. On reflectivity, here's velocity right here. Comes right up. CC comes right up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Now, the only features that I know about on Weatherwise that are paywalls is Reflectivity X and Max Reflectivity. Are you sure? Are you using it through the website or? Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, everything should be work. Dude, this is on incognito mode. That's not gonna work this. Alright, let me check something so I can help you out. Let me check. I'm gonna go help you out right now. Dude, you have it right there. Yeah, it's like right here. Yeah, it's in the same exact spot. It's this right here. Literally this right here. Look on the bottom left. All you got to do is just like click on it. Yeah. Just click on it. And it pops right up. Then you click on it again, it comes right back down. Yeah. You should be able, there's no reason you can't use it. Yeah, this is it right here. I was like, there's no way that you can't use it. I didn't think Weatherwise would turn on people like that. Or I sure hope they wouldn't have, but then again, you never know these days. But yeah, you pull this up right here, because I can even show you. I can see your messages just fine, Kevin. I don't know what the deal is there. Oh, there is no slow mode activated, so that's not the reason. Maybe close it and try and reopen it. Yeah, that's weird. That's incredibly weird. Oh. Oh, that's why, because you're in composite mode. Yeah, I'm using the single site radar. You're in composite mode. That's why you don't have CC or reflectivity. Because if I do the same thing, then it looks exactly the same as yours. Yeah, but with composite radars, which cover the whole nation, you're not gonna get velocities or correlation coefficients. Yeah, that makes a whole lot more sense. So I was just like, wait, what? Sounds like fun. If only I had a vehicle to chase it with. Maybe I would try to do something strange. Bro, you're under the wrong radar type. You're in this mode here. You need to go to this mode here. Radar. Yeah, you go to the single site and pick that. Yeah, you're in composite mode. You're looking at the whole country because if you zoom out, you'll see everything. Like, let me turn off the warnings. See? When I turn off the warnings, I can see all of the precipitation over the lower 48. I'm not in that mode. Turn that back on. Go to single site radar, click this, and then I'm here, and look, and this comes right up. Alright, looks like we're finally getting rid of the Columbus storm here. Dude. Huh? Okay, yeah, that's weird. Yeah, something's wrong there. There's no way. And the other reason that you know that this isn't my account is because I have my tornado warnings on actual weather-wise. The outline is pink and the severe thunderstorm outline is red. So, yeah, something's wrong with that picture there. Something's definitely wrong there. Is there any reason why it would do that, though? Oops, that's not what I want. I don't get that. Is there any reason? Yeah, I don't understand that. Oh, you don't have a radar clicked on. That's why. Let's watch this. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Because you're wrong, Gumby, that's why. It's not a paid feature. Then why I'm able to access it on incognito mode? Because look, my email is not you@example.com. Come on now. You're good, man. You're good. But I'm like, there is no way. Because I started out using the free site. I remember that's the only thing I could use because they didn't even have the pro version yet. It was literally like a couple weeks later where it was finally available. Yeah, so I'm like, why would they turn on the people like that? That would be crazy to me. All right. So let's go ahead now. And I guess we'll close this out, go back to this. My goodness, that was weird. Yeah, that was. I'm about to time you out, bro, because I literally just disproved. I literally just debunked that. There's not really a whole lot going on anymore, so I'm not really worried about it. And even then, I was happy to help. Now, this, however, this looks a little interesting. That could be contamination, or it could be bad news. There's only one way to find out. Okay, so let's check that real quick. I honestly think that might be... Wait a minute. Wait just a minute here. Hold on. Hold on a second here. Yeah, that seems more like contamination. I don't think that's anything. Let me put this in a loop to make sure. I know it had a tornado warning earlier. It seems, yeah, I'm gonna say it is contamination, but that's a little odd. And that's just putting it lightly. I'm just gonna say that's contamination for right now. So, I guess we'll wait another scan, see what happens. Alright, then use what you use. Yeah, that's... Dang it, that's suspicious enough to where... That's just so oddly placed. It's just so oddly placed. It's enough to where it bothers me, but enough to where I'm not confident in it. And I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But clearly they see something that I don't understand here because there's not a tornado warning on it. So I'm going to guess it is contamination. I mean, I see that little inflow notch, but I also see the outflow dominance to the south. So, yeah, I'm just going to say contamination. The heck with it. It's just a little too inconclusive for me to say, oh, that looks a little too suspicious. Now, like, if it starts to do something more than the next couple stands, I'm retracting the statement, obviously. But by that point, it's kind of too late. But still, I'm not sure if I'm on board with this one being anything of significance. While I'm at it, let me actually look at where the radar site is, because this is bothering me a lot. It just seems too pixelated right now. But it's daggone it, it's that stupid positioning. If it's gonna be pixelated, it had to be in that spot. That's the part I don't understand. It just had to be pixelated right there. Right in the notch. This is the kind of stuff that gets on my nerves, man. Fifth third bank. Blah, blah, blah. Fifth third bank is missing its roof in Bloomington. Obviously, I probably can't show the pictures, but if you could show it to me on Discord, that would be great too, because it would give me a good idea of what the damage could have been like. If it did still go through Bloomington, I don't think it was like a wedge or anything at that point. I think before it went through town, it could have, though. Or at least could have been like a cone tornado or something, because it had a pretty good CC with it. But I think by the time it went through Bloomington, it might have been like a drill bit, if it was in fact down at all. Yeah, there's still a little. Yeah, that notch there still has me. That still has me very suspicious. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it's still. Yeah, that's contamination. It has to be. Because the way the rest of the storm kind of comes together, it just doesn't really add up. This is definitely a gust front here, so there is the outflow boundary there. I wouldn't be surprised if this did do something, though, for a brief period. Only way we'll know for sure is with the survey teams, and that's if someone even calls in the damage. Because there's a pretty good chance that this is mostly rural territory, too. So we may actually never know. Storm spotters are on this storm. So maybe they would have seen something. At this point, I've really gone through every plausible outcome. So all we can do is just put that one in the survey team's hands. If there's a clear track in the ground, then obviously that was a tornado. If not, well, I guess that's just that. Well, all right. So we're almost at 8:45 here. Trying to think of anything else that I could do within the last few minutes. So I'm not trying to I'm not trying to stay for too long either, and I know you guys have other things to do. But yeah, I think this is about it for the setup here. Speaking of which, though, wait a minute. Here's something that I can do, because I'm kind of curious now. I know something I could do. Harris City is starting to pick up. Is this back towards where that other storm is? Because I swear, if this thing has found a way to come back to life after all of that, I'm going to kind of be pissed. I'm like, leave people alone. I've had enough of you. I think we've all had it. I think we've all had enough of you. Okay. So this is Harris City. Okay. Okay, that's Decatur County. I'm kind of familiar with that. Come on. I didn't ask for it to zoom in that far. Sheesh. I do see that. Kind of broad, but I see where you're getting at. If that pixel can kind of change over a bit more, I'd feel a little bit better about that. They don't even have Tor Possible tag on that. Let's look out ahead. Oh. Yeah, there's very little chance that, yeah, with all this rain out ahead of it, there's very little chance this goes. Yeah, I think this is pretty much cooked. But there is one thing I want to check now. Now that you made me think about it, voice. Since we're talking about weather-wise for free, I wonder if they actually put weather models on there for free, or if that's a paywall deal. From what I remember, I do think that was a thing. Because I know Radar Omega had it as a paywall to where you could only do it on like a certain package. I think it was the alpha package that you could only get weather model access, but I'm not entirely sure. Not tonight, Margot. Tennessee is essentially in the clear. There will be a chance of rain tomorrow and maybe a chance of thunderstorms then, but they won't be anything close to what we saw today. Am I sponsored by WeatherWise? No. Why would you even ask that? You know that I am not known by anybody to the point where I could be sponsored. Shoot, I'm lucky to get ads at this point. I'm grateful to even have that. Besides, probably wouldn't even get that unless I had maybe 10 times the sub count that I have now. And you see how quickly we get our subs. Oh, hey, they do have weather models on here for free. That's pretty cool. If anything, I'm just trashing Radar Omega because they started kind of screwing up. And I was actually paying for them at the time. And I was paying a lot more. So screw them. It's a little bit personal. How dare you charge me $12 for your app not to work?
Little wiggly. Help. Just a little bit more hill. Oh yeah.
Aw, Jaden got a good lightning picture just now. That's pretty cool. It's really about all they can do at this point. Shoot, I'd probably do the same. Besides, I love good lightning pictures. I just need a really good camera. Because you could get a camera app on your phone and try to do it, but the quality is just kind of eh. So, gotta have the real thing or nothing at all. Or unless you have like a freaking brand new iPhone, maybe you have a shot at it. Then again, when I think about it, I never buy the newest phones, so that's probably more of a me problem. It's my fault. So, yeah, don't listen to me. But I think honestly at this point that should do it. I mean, really don't see too much happening here. All right, let's see if it is. Let's see if it is. And is this Ohio? That's Trimble, Ohio. It's got to be Indiana then. Okay, Illinois. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. I hate how it's making me zoom in so far. You mean a very weak couplet that's not tight. Uh-oh, did my phone just die? Oh, no. Yep, it sure did. Crap. And this usually takes ages to charge, too. That's the worst part. So, this is going to probably be on the... It's probably going to be on here all night. I can't even use it. Deck on it. Dude, yeah, this is not... No, this is not tight at all, dude. Is the one near McCoy? Alright, which state? Because I know of several McCoys within multiple states. See, we got McCoy, Texas, Missouri. Which one is it? Which one is it? Kind of wish they would do this first. I kind of wish they would put order of importance for the severe warned areas, maybe. But then again, I guess that wouldn't be fair. I don't know. I mean, it's a weather app, so I guess maybe it would be. What's up, Worm? Good to see you. Which state, guys? How you gonna ask me for a city that's very common and not tell me the state? Because you see on my search bar, I have like 4 of them. I have Colorado. Actually, I got, 4. Because we got a duplicate. It's McCoy States. Okay, it's Indiana. And I absolutely love how the search bar showed every single one of them except for that one. That was funny. Well. Alright, so, I mean, that looks interesting on that last frame. Alright, so this is when it was warned earlier. This is when we lost the warning. Sometimes you'll be able to see a little bit of spin. The only reason I say that right now it's not doing anything is because you can actually seeing it like actively weaken with each scan. Like you'll see that little surge right here for a second, and then it starts to dissipate by the next scan here. It's the only reason why I'm thinking it's not doing anything, which is telling me that these winds that are going away from the radar are outflow dominant. Because if you look towards where the radar is and you walk you walk the cursor this way, and you were to go with the winds in the red here pushing this way, that's going away from the storm. If the green was any stronger, you would probably start to see a little bit of spin if you were to kind of push the cursor back and forth. Like, at least when there was a tornado warning, probably a little earlier on, maybe we'd be able to see the rotation. Yeah, okay, it was already weak by that point. Yeah, that was already gone. But you'll know that it's really spinning, because, like, if you were to slow down the loop manually, and you were able to, like, hit the, like, basically what you do to do this is you would hit the play button, and then you use the arrow keys. And this is how you get control of the loop. But the ones that are clearly rotating, sometimes you'll even see it start to spin on velocity or even on reflectivity sometimes. And then usually the CC drops follow. So that's how I know that this one isn't rotating. This one's waning. No problem. I've had a lot of time to learn this over the years, and I've made plenty of mistakes along the way to go with it. Sometimes it's frustrating. Even today, sometimes this gets frustrating. Like that one spot of contamination that we were looking at earlier. The fact that I wasn't able to pick that out immediately kind of had me a little pissed. But, you know, one of the intricacies, man. I know one thing. I definitely hope that I can sleep good for the little bit of time I do have before I have to get up again. But yeah, this storm system is pretty much cooked. It's still going to have severe weather potential. There is that odd chance that it produces a tornado or two. It wouldn't surprise me if it does. But the threat has definitely dropped off. I think they have taken away the enhanced risk now. Biggest reason that these storms are probably not going to do as much now is because we've lost the daytime heating and we've lost the instability. Instability is basically thunderstorm food, and we know what happens when you run out of food. You run out of energy. So it's really just that simple in this situation. No surface heat, no storms, or much weaker storms, I should say. So, at least for now, I'd say the worst of the tornado threat is over. We'll be probably doing a regular video tomorrow. I don't even think I've had a chance to look at the Climate Prediction Center in regards to the final spring outlook, or even what next month's outlook could be. I think that was supposed to come out today. I'll have to check back on that, but I don't think I have it in me to do a video right now. I'll try to do it sometime in the day tomorrow. If I can get up early enough, maybe I'll do it then, but it'll probably be released later in the afternoon. Oh no, I feel that. That's the kind of stuff that I would do too. So I can't even I couldn't even fault you for it even if I wanted to. Obviously I don't. But yeah, I mean, it's still a severe thunderstorm warning. It's still a severe thunderstorm warning. That's just one thing to remember. Severe thunderstorm warnings often sometimes get overshadowed by tornado warnings, but severe thunderstorms themselves are still pretty dangerous. That's one thing to remember. Definitely don't want to be outside in one. You don't want to get caught up in hail or even in the high winds. I mean, 60 miles per hour compared to a tornado doesn't sound like much, but it can still knock you off your feet, can still throw debris at you, can make the rain sting. If hail gets blown into you, that hurts pretty bad. So, yeah, still shouldn't take those lightly. And then in the odd chance that it does quickly produce spin-ups, it often happens at the drop of a dime. So, yeah. But the other reason I'm pretty sure that this is cooked now is because they don't even have a new severe thunderstorm warning polygon now. They have the special weather statement, so it's dropped below severe limits. So, yeah, if you weren't sure before, you definitely can be sure now. It's done. I just hate that Bloomington's gonna get another thunderstorm before the night's out. Just let the people clean up. Come on, Mother Nature. But all right, everybody. I think that's it for me. I'm gonna try to grab something quick to eat or something light to eat and head to bed. So I gotta be up early in the morning to torture myself again at work. I'm just kidding. I like my job. It's just the way today went. It wasn't even really the job. It was just bad luck, I guess. I guess that's what you could really chalk it up to. Gotta watch my radar reading video. I probably want to if I'm being honest, I probably will make a revision to that at some point. Because there's a lot that I've learned since then. So, with all of that in mind, yeah. Watch it for now, but maybe expect another one in the future. I don't know when exactly that will be. So, with that in mind, I will catch you all later. Have a wonderful rest of your night.